We're seeing steps. The Chinese have learned not to trust their own development banks, which don't have the sophistication or the tools to do the proper risk management or analysis of projects. So now the Chinese government is pulling in Western commercial banks like BNP Paribas and Standard Chartered. The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development partners with the BRI. So these are people who can look at loans and figure out if the governments can pay them back. They can look at projects and figure out if they're economically viable. So, the Chinese government isn't going to continue pouring funds into black holes like it did in maybe the first decade. So the reason this is important, when paired with the fact that they are now more aware of some of the social problems, some of the environmental problems that some of the projects they undertook have with them, whether it's the G7, whether it's the Quad, whether it's multinational big corridors like coming out of the G20 with the India, Middle East, Europe, the message that everyone has explicitly or implicitly is that, okay, these guys are low quality. We can compete on transparency. We can compete on accountability. We can compete on quality, which is true. But if the Chinese are getting better and if they're insulating some of their projects from these risks, the thing they're really good at is delivery. They deliver better and faster than the G7 countries do traditionally, better than the multinational development banks. So you do have an offer on transparency and accountability, but you need to pair that then with delivery. So we need to move out of a talking phase, we need to move into an execution phase, and we really need to realize that there's a window of opportunity while the BRI is being rebooted to get a move on, but these guys aren't waiting, and they are learning from their mistakes, and they are smart strategic actors.
Could you elaborate on how you see this BRI version 2 sort of developing some contours of what you see coming up, other than this using foreign banks too?
So just improved risk management, so awareness to problems that have existed in the past that led to sort of cancellations and delays in projects. Insulating themselves to a degree of criticism by, as I said, co-opting Western financial institutions into some of the delivery. And again, much more sophistication in terms of the risk management, the assessment of the viability of loans and projects, which means that we're probably not going to see Hambantota 2.0. We're not going to see an airport built somewhere that has, makes absolutely no financial sense. So it will become a project where the execution is apparently, from again what we've seen, not going to be significantly delayed, and it's going to be then things that are not as likely to provoke the backlash. Now, I'm not saying that by any means in the near future will they be 100% at a, say, G7 level of quality or transparency, but it could be good enough, transparent enough, accountable enough that makes it a lot harder to use that as a selling point for your alternative, or to provoke a popular backlash against too much investment from China.